Hi, I'm reading from the book Färjan, The Ferry by me, Tomas Berglund, in English, and we are on the 19th episode. iPhone or Mac has become a bit of a rich man's tool. I don't know why. Is it just because of the company charges good money when they sell the product from the beginning, or are they more attractive than other mobile phones, pads, computers? I don't know. In any case, I'm so ridiculously happy that a smile goes from one side of the face to the other. I've probably never been happier with a phone than I am with this iPhone. As I said, I had a very durable case that embraced the entire phone. I dropped it on the floor a few times, never dropped it in water, luckily. I don't have a case on the new one, and I've already dropped it on the floor a few times. Not good. The phone is not built to be dropped on the ground. The worst thing to drop the phone on a concrete floor. It should be rock hard, and all the force must be absorbed by the phone. Or on some paving stones outside, wooden floors might be a little more forgiving. I have to be careful. I don't have a case on this one. It's a rounded model that tends to slide down if it's downhill. Eventually it falls down the hill. If I don't put it on a safe place, like on the chair next to the bed, that's where it usually stays without falling on the floor. That's if you pull on the charging cable, then the phone comes loose and falls to the floor. It was so childishly easy to back up my old iPhone and blow up my new iPhone. It was as easy as can be. Suddenly I had a new phone, but with the same settings as I had on the old one. I didn't know anything special. Everything was just completely logical, as you would want it to be if you had a choice. Like copy and paste, and the new phone has significantly more space than the old one, so there are no problems with the space. I took the opportunity to back up all the pictures now that I changed phones, so all the photos ended up on my hard drive instead of just being on the phone. The Lenovo X240 is the laptop that I've used in recent years. It's a small and light laptop that that is the size of an A4 sheet of paper and maybe 2 centimeters thick. It doesn't produce much heat easily, maybe only if you have many and perhaps heavier applications running on it. If I have it constantly connected to the main voltages, so the battery is basically full charged all the time. After a couple of years, the battery does not last very long on its own, but the touchpad and the trackpad are available. Um, the other day I ordered a new trackpad. The previous one was completely worn out. Now I probably have a trackpad for the rest of the machine's life. One neat thing about the trackpad is that you can keep your hands on the keyboard. My relationship with the X series started at Peter University of Technology and the IBM X21. At that time, I think the company was still called IBM. Nowadays, the company is called Lenovo. To get the wireless network, you put in a plug in a card and presto, you have a small and neat portable wireless machine. Then I got job at Immobiliare AB in Piteå, and it became an X220. It felt like it was several generations newer than the X21, and it certainly was. It had everything that the X21 had, but a little better and little more. The X1 is probably the battleship in the series. It is probably the lightest and most expensive model ever made. I think you can turn and rotate the screen on the X1 model. It's a bit cool anyway. My current relationship with the X series with the Lenovo X240 Type A4 times 2 centimeters. I miss the paddles that were on the previous models for the left and right mouse buttons. They are now integrated into the touchpad. Then I miss the lamp that used to be able to be burned on the top of the screen to shine down on the keyboard. Now there is only the keyboard lighting that shines from below, but I don't find this as effective. It's strange how you get used to different functions. I really wear out my computers. Letters wear down and the touchpad wears down. The computer is a work tool. It's like a stone that wears down and down. I have to pull myself together because I don't know how many times I've dropped this X240 on the floor. It's not meant to fall on the floor or even be on the floor, but on unfortunate occasions it doesn't behave any better. I can't really pinpoint a reason. Not that the power cable has snatched my laptop out of my hand. Rather, I've had a far too wide grip on the device. I have had design with a book wrapped with a layer of rectangular rubber cable. That book is allowed to stand on my laptop, and then I place the computer on it. Then it's a stable surface that allows good cooling, a flat surface with a couple of centimeters of air gap, and then the computer on that. Back in the day when I was studying to be a civil engineer, I used 2 different models of HP calculators. Many people had Casio, but I stuck with HP and with reverse Polish notation, RPN. There is something special about these calculators. They just work and work, year in and year out. And this RPN thing quickly become completely logical. It rather simplifies the calculations. You could say that you avoid parentheses, you calculate from the inside out. The taste is like a cake. Those are used to Casio or prefer one of these HP calculators. The important thing is that everyone is satisfied. I have a 32S2 and a 48SX. 48S was a real, SX was a real battleship, which you can use for a lot of things. Johannes and I don't usually discuss the car or computers or mobile phones very much. It's like these things aren't important. We talk more about people around us, friends and family, and various and big and small concerns. Why so and so does this and that, how it happens that something turn out a certain way all the time. Don't you think it would be nice to have a good husband or guardian, says Johannes. And I tell him that I like it. I think it's nice to be able to decide completely for myself over my own money. But what that means in the picture is not simple. Johannes thinks it's nice to have someone you don't have to pay your bills. Why is it so important to feel like you can pay your own bills, that you have control of your own finances? I don't know. It's so deeply rooted in me. Here I get money and there I spend money, and somewhere there the difference is formed. I can use it to buy something or I can save a penny. It's that different that's important. It's probably there for Johannes and everyone who has a good husband or manager. There's probably a account where good husband, maybe one should say good man, yes, good man. There's probably an account where everything that's plus ends up. If there's nothing wrong with the deal, there's something, probably saving account somewhere. Although it would have been nice with help, financial help. I called Johannes to ask how it works, and he tells me that he has an account where bills and more are deducted. Then he has an account that he deposits money into in advance, if I understand everything correctly, which he can shop from, for example. When we are out on the road and shop Max Hamburger restaurant, it's any case very cleverly arranged so that he can regulate his expenses in a smart way. He's happy, everyone is happy. He asks me if I am thinking about a good man, but I say that there's no option in that yet. New chapter, the house sale. It's morning at the employment. It's cold outside, -11, mid-November. I'm helping my mother with the house. Today I'm going to get vaccinated at 11:05. Then there are activities all day. I feel tired. I would have liked to have slept longer than I did. I'm trying to photograph my life, so to speak, so that it's possible to go back and look or get the feeling that you have been there. I'm mostly with my mother in the house in Nybyen. We photograph and post ads for things that might be for sale: cars, riding, lawn movers, snow blowers. Selling takes a lot of time, more time than you might think. Posting, changing, answering questions, hoping and believing. This sale of the house is burning with a somewhat lively flame. From 11 the 3rd, it has been 2 weeks, plus 12 weeks, 14 weeks to 9 the 2nd. Around then, my mother will have the little deed to do the house, if I understand everything correctly. Then she can sell the house, and it's only then that someone can buy the house. It's a nice place. Now it's the 16th of 11th. Yesterday the house was filmed inside. A photographer came by and photographed the inside of the house. He had apparently been out and photographed this summer. A beautiful light. There are apparently 3 clients who are very interested. The agent wants us to work towards a sale right now. As I understand it, you can take photographs and prepare an advertisement with various correct facts. You can also carry out an anti-CMEX inspection for hidden defects, pests, etc. And then you can carry out an energy declaration of the house, maybe something more. What these brokers should be allowed to do. We have been lucky to have a broker called Greger Nordin, a nice and professional gentleman who has apparently been agent of the year several years in a row. There are many people I meet who have dealt with him, and all of them are positive in their criticism of him. We are all human, more or less. Even a broker has feelings, and I think it's easy for people to hype up someone who has demonstrably done well. Uh, Yesterday was Sunday, and I went out to the house in Nybyn with Mom. We drove the riding lawn mower and trailer into the garage. We agreed on a price of 12,000 Swedish kronor with the buyer from Malå. Mom cleaned the trailer and wiped down the riding lawn mower. The buyer wants some kind of carpentry stand that stood against the wall, against the window. The buyer is a tough bargainer. He bargains at the stage when you think the deal is done. You have reached an agreement, then suddenly he is bargaining again, and a hard time handling this. If it comes up with any more bargaining like this, I will not pull out. I think I will pull out. The bird feeder is nothing but a source of joy. There were two squirrels who are getting fatter and fatter, hanging in the tallow balls and rooting around in the sunflower seeds on the hill. They scared away the five magpies, or were they sick magpies? It can't be difficult to keep up with all the birds. Then there were all these small birds, tallow birds, house sparrows, etc., etc. They tried to get the tallow balls as quickly as they could. It was like a swarm in the air, and then the swarm was blown away when the woodpecker flew up on the bird feeder. The bird table is a human construction, a place where the birds and the squirrels get food. Even if there was really no food to be fed, the life of the bird table will affect the price of the house. If the bird table works and keeps the birds alive, it will be visible when it's time to sell the house. It will be given an incredibly nice picture of the house and the house owner. That's just what I think. Plus 500,000 between your thumb and forefinger, a little joking. The house sale actually started the same night Bo was found dead by the police. I had talked to Mama Greta so much that I knew she didn't want to live in the house by herself. Now that Bo was gone, the only logical thing to do was to prepare to sell. I knew that Fastighetsbyrån was a big company in the area, so I called them. Here we are going to focus on the sale after the estate inventory had been completed. But we thought that we would be a little ahead of the curve, be prepared, not to step on Bo's grave, nothing like that, but still get out as quickly as possible, as smoothly as possible. Should we have waited until the summer to sell the house? Would that have been smarter? Can you get more for the house during the summer? It costs quite a bit in monthly cost. Electricity, water, and sewage during the spring, and say 6 months at 5,000 Swedish kronor, somewhere around 30,000 Swedish kronor. It's not easy to be smart or to act smart all the time. If you ask a real estate agent when it's good time to sell a home, the agent will answer now, every time. There is no better location. It's a special house, a fairly small house on 2 floors with a basement in the kitchen, toilet on the lower floor and toilet shower on the upper floor, a garage combined with carpentry, and then an outbuilding with a cast sole, several different rooms, guest cottages, one entire side of the plot borders the river has water contact. Like today, I slept until... No, we stopped there. This was the 19th episode.